Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
To be or not to be? Not to be.
Yeah. That could be the new theme song, Dave.
It is. It is now.
It officially is now.
Plus whatever the fucking theme song is. Lord knows what the theme is to this.
I have no idea. Do we have a theme? Do we have an intro?
There's interest to all these. They just were made years ago by different people than us, you know?
Perfect.
Yeah. Folks, we are... Welcome to another episode of Draft Action Hero. And dare I say,
yet another.
The second to last.
The penultimate episode.
Yes, it really is. We're on episode, I believe, 17?
Dave.
This is episode 17 of Draft Action Hero.
Dave, let me tell you something. You could have said any number right there, and I would have agreed.
Yeah.
I would have had no choice
true.
but to agree.
If I was like, we're at episode 130, and you're like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are. We absolutely
are. Of our 3-year podcast series that we do every couple months, because we really we did them bit by bit. But folks, the reason we're talking about it in this context is, again, we have one more after this.
Yeah.
For this season, it's very special. Very special. This is the second to last. Second to last. So this is it's like that episode where Ro Laren betrays Picard, which is second to last episode.
If that helps
technically,
you. If that helps
if that helps. Technically, this should be a to be continued, right? Because series finales always have a to be continued.
I guess. Do they?
Two-parter. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
It's not for me to say.
Should we say our names? Did we say hi?
No,
I'm David
we
Bell.
didn't. We didn't.
Okay. Hi, I'm David Bell.
Hi, I'm Tom Ryman.
All right.
There, we've done that.
We got that. Check that off. Check it off. And we have to thank James Rainey. They are the ones responsible for this show. Thank you, James. You wacky person.
You beautiful person.
Yeah. Thank you. This show.
Is this a show?
Might not know.
Is this a show? Is it a show?
Listen, here's what we're gonna do.
Okay,
Tom.
So
in this show, we are gonna pick from a series of action trope characters.
Go on.
And then we are going to draft them, pick from them. A draft. A draft of action characters, and then we are going to pick 3 things: a location, a group of henchmen, and a scenario. And we will perfectly craft a D&D like dungeon that we will go through.
That we will then ramble our way through heroically.
I sneezed. Yes, that we will improv. Let's call it improv our way through.
Sure, I call it rambling, but other people call it improv.
And then we'll see if that amounts to anything. And I guess it's a competition.
And let me tell you something. Whether or not it amounts to anything, we're still going to put the episode out.
Of course.
So whatever it wound up being, you're listening to that now.
Yep, and you're going to love it.
What a treat for you.
What a treat. So let's do it. And today's theme is vigilantes. Actually, not even. Anti-heroes. Let's just say anti-heroes.
Yeah.
There's
a few on this list that are decidedly not vigilantes.
Yeah. So anti-heroes. This is our anti-hero action. And some of these aren't even action characters. So I will run down the list that we will pick from. And so we're going to do this draft, and then we're going to each pick 6 of these 12, and then we're going to pick one from that after doing the roles. That's what it is. I remember now.
Yeah, we're gonna draft. So we're gonna draft a team from the pool, and then once we've decided, once we've randomly selected our scenario and other parameters, we are then going to pick a single character from our team to embark on this adventure.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So let us begin. Our anti-heroes are Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver.
Yep, already I'm not excited.
Yep.
Don't want to roleplay as Travis Bickle.
Yeah. Max from Mad Max, who we must have had on a list before.
I'm sure we have.
O'Day Shu folks, sorry, but from Old Boy. Our main character from Old Boy. Old Boy from Old Boy.
Old Boy from Old Boy.
Black Widow from Black Widow. Charlie Baltimore from The Long Kiss Goodnight. Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Hannibal Lecter from I'm going to say Hannibal, but it could be a few of those.
Hannibal
movies.
Rising, but yeah.
Yeah. Butch from Pulp Fiction. A lot of Pulp Fiction choices, but we landed on Butch. Godzilla from, let's go with the Matthew Broderick one.
Sure.
No, we actually shouldn't. Let's go from the gritty remake because Godzilla is the anti-hero.
Edwards? Is that who made it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that one.
John Wick from John Wick.
John Wick.
Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And obviously Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood. Because fuck
Daniel
you, that's
Plainview. Because listen, we like to have fun here.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Is anybody listening sad that Daniel Plainview is on this list?
Daniel Plainview is in play for this, is on the table for this episode. Are any of you disappointed?
I think not.
All right, let's move on, Dave.
All right, I have a quarter here, Tom, and I'm going to flip it in the air, and you're going to say heads or tails, and that will dictate who goes first. And, of course, we'll do a 1 and then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 system. Got it?
Yep.
All right, flipping, call it.
Tails.
It's tails.
All right, continuing the
tails.
streak, keeping the streak alive. I'm like Mr. October of coin tosses.
You really are.
All right.
You really are.
Okay, so obviously for my first selection, I'm going to pick Daniel Plainview.
Yep. No, that's fine.
Yep, so he's on my team. Writing that down.
All right.
Daniel,
it's me?
D-A-N. Yep, it's yours.
All right, I get 2.
Yes.
I'm going to pick Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick Godzilla. They're basically the same character.
Basically the same character, yeah. Both real cerebral.
Yep.
Very quotable, very
people.
quotable characters. And they both eat people. That is correct.
Yeah.
They both belch radioactive lightning.
Yeah, they sure do.
Okay, it's me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take John Wick.
Ooh.
Because he's pretty cool.
He really is.
And I'm going to take Alec Baldwin from Glengarry Glen Ross.
We should have had him.
We should have had him. No, okay, I can't remember the other choices.
Travis, Mad Max, Old Boy, Black Widow, Charlie, Tyler Durden, Butch, Harley Quinn.
I'll take Butch.
All right. Who else?
That's it. I took John Wick and Butch.
Oh, right. You could have cheated right there.
I could have. I could have taken 3.
I'm going to take Old Boy. And I'll take Harley Quinn.
All right. Okay, back to me. All right, I'll take Travis Bickle. I'll just jump on that grenade.
Thank you.
Nobody wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
And I'll take Mad Max.
Okay. Getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's left here? We got 3 left to choose from, and you get the last one.
I do. I get the sloppy seconds.
Yep. You get Tyler Durden because I'm going to take Black Widow and Charlie.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, Tyler Durden. He's fine.
He sucks.
Nothing against him, but like as an action person, not really.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's also imaginary. So like, what is he going to do? All right. So we have our lineup. Tom, you have Travis Bickle, Mad Max, Tyler Durden, Butch, John Wick, and Daniel Plainview. I have Old Boy, Black Widow, Charlie, Hannibal, Godzilla, and Harley Quinn. Great team ups. So now we have to roll our location, henchman, and scenario. For our location, we have to choose from a ski resort. Let's say a 1980s ski resort, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. The Matrix. Just in the Matrix. Alcatraz Island, an ancient pyramid, a political campaign event, and Shredder's Technodrome. Now, we've decided, right, that we would have, for one of these, we can choose a reroll.
Did we just...
Is
yeah,
that the
sure.
rule?
Yeah.
But I am now going to roll from those options.
Once again, you could tell me literally anything during this podcast, and I will agree with it. So use that to your advantage.
Okay, right now it's on Ancient Pyramid. That is our current location. Not bad, not great. Let's see how the other things pan out, right?
Yeah.
Because we can see, you know, we'll see, let's take a look. So for our henchmen, we have stormtroopers, which we've yet to battle.
Really?
Balding guys in their late 40s. You know who they are.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
The henchmen in every 80s movie.
Yep. Smart sharks.
Yeah,
like Deep
obviously.
Blue Sea style. Mm-hmm. Extreme sports bank robbers. And Street Fighter 2 sub bosses. Tom, you care to explain?
Yeah, that is Balrog, Vega, and Sagat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we are going to spin the wheel to find out who are we fighting. It looks like we are fighting balding guys in their late 40s.
Yes! At long last.
Oh, that's going to be great. They're going to be so out of shape.
Yep.
All right.
No, they're going to be
Now-
deceptively strong, though. That's the thing.
Yes, exactly. Fuck, there's so many good. Okay. So, now to do our scenario. From our scenario, we have a revenge rampage. You are a Judge Dredd. That's pretty straightforward. You're judge, jury,
Yeah.
executioner.
Yeah, in a pyramid.
A bomb. Yep. Bomb threat Riddler bullshit. Basically, that means think Die Hard 3. Oddly enough, don't think the Riddler.
Don't think the
Die Hard
Batman.
3.
Think Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yep. Erupting volcano evacuation. And our final one, whatever Free Jack was about. Now, for that one, we will have to look up the plot of Free Jack.
No.
And figure out what it's about.
We will have to struggle to remember the plot of Free Jack.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. We will not look up the plot of Free Jack.
We will not be
You're
looking
right.
up the plot of Free Jack. We will be trying to conjure it up from memory.
That's such a good idea.
It is.
Okay.
It's a great idea, Dave. I'm proud of us.
Yeah. I'm going to roll, and we're going to see what we get from this roll. And we got bomb threat Riddler bullshit. Now, I am not completely satisfied here.
No, nor I, Dave. Nor I.
Yeah. I will say we still have to pick people, so that's going to be interesting too. What do you feel satisfied with? I don't mind balding guys in their 40s.
Dave, not only do I not mind them, I love them.
Okay.
I love that that's our henchmen. It's balding
That's
guys in their
fair.
40s.
Yeah, and the winner should be the boss should be the most balding of guys.
The baldest guy in his 40s.
Yeah. So that leaves us with Ancient Pyramid and Bomb Threat. Now, Ancient Pyramid as a location, I assume we'd have like different rooms.
I guess so.
In the pyramid.
Like trap rooms, I guess.
Yeah, I will say that with the scenario, sometimes that overrides the location because right now we're thinking of like trap rooms with like a bomb threat in it. So what do you think we should re-roll? It's hard.
It's tough.
Because re-rolling the scenario might override
The pyramid.
location.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And right now, the bomb threat Riddler bullshit is fine. Because remember, we also have to deal with like what our characters are. So depending on our characters, we're already going to have a fucking handful, you know? We're already going to have a lot to deal with. So like the scenario might, like what I'm saying is like, we might not need the scenario to be that over the top.
That's true.
Yeah. Which is why like a bomb threat, okay, you're going to from like room to room and there's like a bomb riddle is what we're dealing with, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's basically how Die Hard with a Vengeance played out.
Yeah, and so we can do those riddles or whatever. We don't have to think of riddles. Like we can just say there's this level riddle and what, you know, so we would know that we need to pick someone who's good at riddles.
Obviously, yeah. A skilled riddler.
Yeah. I would say out of these, the pyramid is the least exciting, but I'm willing to hear what you think.
Dave, let's re-roll the pyramid.
All right, re-rolling the pyramid right now. What do we get? Oh God, we got the Matrix. So we are now in the Matrix.
Okay.
So I think that means.
What does that mean? Help me out.
All right. I think that means we should have a series of locations. One is a subway, right? One is it would be like generic city, right? Which is
okay. We gotta have subway because there's a big fight in the subway. We've got to have freeway because there's a big fight on top of all the cars in the freeway.
Yep.
And then top of a skyscraper.
Or
the Citadel of the Machines. I don't know.
The Machine City, like
wherever Neo goes.
So okay, now all right. Picture the Matrix, but instead of agents, it's balding guys in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They are essentially the agents. Does that mean they have so? So here's what I'm realizing about the Matrix, Tom.
Yeah.
Is that just because you're in the Matrix doesn't mean you get any powers.
It will
right?
for our intents and purposes.
Okay, we do get powers.
Yeah, everything about the Matrix is at our disposal, Dave.
Okay, so we get to do cool Matrix things.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all. That's what it's done. So if we do Machine City, we don't get to do Matrix things.
All right, so fuck Machine City.
In the Matrix.
All right,
so like a subway, a freeway,
skyscraper, and we got to have one more location, right?
I think one more. We could do the Merovingians' weird, like fucking
the little
mansion.
White psych thing. Oh no, the Merovingians' mansion. That's right.
Yeah. We could do
a playground.
A playground. I like a playground.
All right. Playground is where we can start. Let's start at the playground.
All right, and then we take a subway, and then we hit the freeway.
And then we end up in the skyscraper. Perfect, Dave. We've nailed it.
Okay, and so, do we want to do? So, is it just balding guys? Let's think of each scenario here. So each one is a bomb threat. So these locations are being bombed.
Right. We have to defeat the balding 40-year-old henchman before the bomb explodes.
I think we don't have to have a bomb at every location necessarily. Like the freeway could be getting to the final bomb. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true.
Because we're crafting a movie. So like there's a bomb on that skyscraper, right? For sure.
And there's a bomb in the subway.
Yep. And then I would argue the playground filled with balding henchmen, just like in the Matrix.
Yep.
So let's say 100 balding henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I think we also have to note that the bomb. So, okay. And then I would say the freeway, let's have like 20 cars filled with balding henchmen, right?
Every car is being driven by a balding henchman.
Okay.
Oh, wait. On the freeway, yes.
Yeah. So I'm setting the parameters of like what needs to be accomplished in each one. So in playground, you have to defeat every henchman.
Yeah, you're gonna
Subway.
Yeah.
Subway, I think there should be just like one really
you're gonna fight
henchman.
one real beefcake bald dude on the platform with subway trains racing by.
Yep, and then a riddle bomb. So I would say the skyscraper also will be harder, riddle bomb. So subway, riddle bomb. Skyscraper, harder riddle bombs. And I will also say, what about a helicopter? Right? Because that's what's in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And do we want to throw some balding henchmen up there too?
We could.
Maybe like 3 beefy henchmen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
3 beefers. I'm gonna write
3 beefers.
Yeah, I really like this because we start with all these balding henchmen, and it's like, okay, yeah, they're formidable because there's a lot of them. Then you get on the subway and you meet our first beefy henchman and our first riddle bomb. And then you hit the subway and it's like, okay, now it's just henchmen in cars. And then on the skyscraper, it escalates to, okay, there's a helicopter, 3 beefers, and a harder riddle bomb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think I know who I'm going to pick, Tom. But I want to hear who you're gonna pick.
You gonna hear who I'm gonna pick?
Yeah.
Is everybody ready?
I know I'm ready.
Okay. Daniel Plainview.
Oh yes, yes.
Listen.
Yes.
He's an oil man.
He's an oil man. And
I think he's got a shot.
Yeah, I think he might get a shot. And he's got, I don't know, he's got that energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an oil man.
He's an oil man. Oh, fuck. I'm really torn here. Because Godzilla was the one where I was like, oh, well, Godzilla would be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to have to be Hannibal Lecter, Tom.
Okay.
So we have Daniel Plainview and Hannibal Lecter. And here's my reasoning why. Who out of my lineup would be better to solve riddles?
That's true.
I'm just going to say this. I don't think he'll have a problem with the riddles.
No,
I don't
probably not.
Yeah, I think if we're looking at stats here, I think he's tricksty, and so he will be able to do the riddles easily. His
Hannibal
intelligence
Lecter,
stats are up.
He has bookshelves upon bookshelves of those little riddle books that you get when you're a kid.
Yes, I also
all indexed in his mind palace.
Yeah, so I just don't think that'll be the problem for Hannibal Lecter. I think there'll be other problems, but I have some really good plans, Tom.
I'm excited to hear him, Dave.
Who wants to go first? You won the coin toss, so you get to pick.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I'm excited to hear your plans. So you're gonna go first.
All right. So I'm on a playground. Should not be on that playground.
You really should. You should not be there.
No.
And everybody around you kind of knows it.
Yes. And the balding henchmen show up, 100 of them, and they're like, Mr. Lecter, I guess, is how that works.
They're so bald.
Tom,
the sun gleaming off of 100 balding heads is enough to blind anyone, which is why they all wear sunglasses in the Matrix.
What would you say the henchmen are dressed as? I'm going to throw in an idea, and I'm trying not to give myself an advantage, but like I would imagine they're all in like 80s balding henchmen stuff, so they're all kind of dressed just like schmoes, you know, like the jeans maybe.
I have
flannel shirts.
I have 2 possibilities in my head. It sounds like you're going for like truck driver lumberjack.
Yeah,
I have 2 possibilities in my head. I'm going for A, Mitch Pileggi in Vampire in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Which is basically just Mitch Pileggi in the X-Files, except he's not wearing a tie.
Okay. I mean, they can all. It's easy to just picture all Mitch Pileggis.
Oh, Mitch Pileggi. Dave,
yeah.
I've written down a few options.
Okay.
But which bald henchman you fight is entirely up to you.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to be fair to myself in the sense that I'm saying. So go on.
The other option I have pictured in my mind is line cook.
Oh, yeah. So I'm leaning more towards Mitch Pileggi, but I think they're of varying shapes and sizes.
Sure.
So I think some of them are probably in suits.
Yeah.
Some of them are in kind of like trucker outfits, right? Mm-hmm. And this is all to say, I don't look like any of them. I am wearing, I assume, a hospital, like the jumpsuit, right?
Whatever you want to be wearing, Dave, you have a lot of options.
I'm Hannibal Lecter, so...
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter has worn an array of outfits.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm showing up in a fancy suit.
You could be in a fancy suit. You could be in a Panama Jack hat.
I don't want to.
You could be in a samurai mask.
Okay, I'm showing up in a Panama Jack hat and a fancy suit.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm throwing off that hat and I duck down and I crawl like a little snake and I go into the group, right?
Yeah.
Guess what I am, Tom? I'm a balding man.
You are.
Yep.
You've blended in perfectly, Dave.
And so I pop
You're a
up and they're like,
chameleon.
yeah, and they're like, which one of us is him? This is my other reason why I chose Hannibal is I realized like, okay, he can actually blend in, and in fact, so they're all sort of walking around like, which one of us? And one of them just goes whoop and falls and drops, right, and up pops Hem again, but it isn't quite Hem, is it? It's someone wearing his face. Another bald man, perhaps. And so I'm mingling with the crowd. They're all talking about like, they're gonna go to a diner after this. They all have to go to their kids' baseball games. All their various stuff. And I just keep slithering and I start picking them off one by one. And every single one, I just eat their face, eat their beautiful bald faces.
Like chicken skin.
Yes. And so what I'm going to do as Hannibal Lecter is I'm just going to continue to keep just eating them one by one while wearing their faces and like sneak. I'm going to use stealth. I'm rolling for stealth, Tom. It's not usually what I do as a action person. Like I'm not going all out, but this is what Hannibal Lecter's power is, right? He has stealth. And he has disguise. And maybe I'll call Jodie Foster real quick. Just give her a ring and tell her what I'm up to.
Yeah,
and
tell her, Clarice.
Yeah,
I'm eating a bunch of bald guys' faces.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know where you are. And I'm like, I'm in the Matrix. Which is weird because I'm not
I don't know what that is,
Matrix.
Dr. Lecter. I've never heard of the Matrix.
Yeah. Actually, so I'm going to keep doing this until it whittles down from 100 to like 50. And then I think at that point they might be like, okay, that one of us has a lot more blood on him than the rest of us. Like, yes, he's also bald like us, but we're starting to think maybe you're him. And I'm going to go, da, 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 da. And then I'm going to go whoa, and freeze time like in the Matrix. All right. And they all freeze coming at me. And I'm going to go real fast. And I'm just going to eat their faces one after another, after another, after another in like a line. So it's like that bullet time, like shh, but I'm eating their faces. Like, one by one. And I slither back in. And then I grab a little bit of Ray Liotta brain that I just have on me. Like I just have it.
You keep it with you.
Tupperware.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I just keep doing it until I have eaten all of the henchmen one by one until it's just me and one other guy. And he's just like, oh God, no, please. Oh God. And I'm going to tell him I've given some serious thought into eating his wife. And then I'm gonna eat his fucking face, and I've eaten all their faces off, and now I am just lying in this playground, like just my stomach bulging because I have eaten the faces of 100 men, and let me tell you, that's like eating 100 burgers, Tom. Like a face, like think about it, like not with buns, but like a single face is like about a hamburger patty, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Or like a cold cut trio from Subway.
Okay.
Seems like thin sliced meat.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's a lot of it. So I am now, and I'm like still kind of picking at the faces, but I am I'm pretty full, and I'm just sitting there on this playground. And I call Jodie Foster, and I'm just like, I need a ride. I'm so full, and she's not in the Matrix, so she can't help me, you know. And
I don't know what that is, Dr. Lecter.
Yeah,
I've never heard of the Matrix.
Pretty good. You will.
Pretty good run. All right. So Daniel Plainview, dressed in his 19th century garb, comes strolling up upon 100 bald henchmen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they're all Frank Sabatka from season 2 of The Wire.
Ooh,
just 100 Frank Sabatkas.
Yeah.
Wearing different Frank Sabatka outfits. Some of them are dressed as chefs. Some of them are dressed as railroad conductors. Some of them are dressed as pilots. Some of them are dressed as lumberjacks. Some of them are dressed as Casey Jones.
Right.
The baseball hero.
Right.
Yeah. Some of them are dressed as Mario from Super Mario Brothers. There's just an array of Frank Sabatkas. And I come strolling up into the playground, and they're like, "Hey, we're not going to let you muscle into our territory, Daniel Plainview. You got to pay your union dues." And I look at them with my steely eyes and my mustache, and I say, "I'm an oil man. There's oil found beneath this playground. It's up to you to decide what you want to do to it, but I'm prepared to make you an offer." So I make them an offer for all the oil that's beneath this playground, right?
Right.
I'm like, "It'll take some time between the 100 of you to decide what you'd like to do with this oil, but I'm an oil man, and I shan't wait. I live and die by the oil." So I walk off. Yeah. You know, I'm an oil man. So I walk off and I let them converse with themselves. And while the 100 Frank Sabatkas of varying costumery are talking this over, I build my own oil derrick, and I built it at a slant so that I can drain all the oil beneath their playground.
Right. Of course.
So that, Dave, I can drink their milkshake.
Yep, you drink that.
And I hollow the ground out so much that it collapses underneath all 100 of them, underneath the playground, as they're sitting there arguing over what sort of offer they're going to demand from me to take their oil when I've already taken it. I have already drank in their milkshake, and they didn't even know it, Dave.
Yeah, those fucking losers.
Because I'm an oil man. And I leave them buried in their rubble, and I continue on to the freeway. Daniel Plainview is efficient. Oh, the subway, that's right.
Yep. All right. Okay. Hannibal Lecter then, in the subway. Hard cut. Subway bathroom. I am just taking a dump. I'm just like, oh my God. Because I've eaten the faces of 100 guys. And it hurts, you know, because I ate their teeth too, Tom. Because you got to eat
that's a lot of bones and face. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to work through your digestive system, and you're but one man.
Right, and
you got 100 faces at least.
They're the balding henchmen. They weren't in good shape either. So it's like they you know, most of them were like smoking cigars and stuff. So it's just like me just like grunting out this fucking meaty shit in this subway bathroom, like holy crap. And I finish, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like I know it's a to be continued situation, but I'm like, I gotta fucking get to these riddle bombs. And I come out and there's the subway station and there's the one beefy henchman. And you know, I'm gonna just go with Mitch Pileggi, but like beefier.
He's pretty beefy. He's pretty big. What you're proposing is a truly frightening henchman.
Yes. Oh yeah. And he's got a mustache, you know, and he's beefy, but you know that also means he's delicious. And I start drooling, and I'm like, "Fuck! I just ate, but this beefy." Bald
I cannot pass up this beefy morsel.
Right, it's a meat market because they're all shaven the slabs of meat. For me,
they're all very
Lecter.
Very pink.
Yeah, and I slink into the darkness, and I'm like, and he's like, ah, fuck, and I and he starts looking around for me, and I call him, and I start talking to him, and I'm asking him weird, fucked up questions, like about like if his loins will feel it when his daughter is on the slab or something. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And from the darkness, a hand comes out, and it just brushes that line of hair he's got on his head.
Oh, yeah.
Thin line. And I'm like, I smell it. I smell it. And then I scuttle to the ceiling like a lizard. And I'm just like, meh, 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 meh.
Your Hannibal Lecter is sort of like Dracula.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm Dracula, and I call them, and then I pop some Ray Liotta brain, and it's like and I get all like
that gives you cocaine Goodfellas strength.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I'm like charged up, and I'm ready to go. I flick a little to a little kid who eats some as well, and then I jump from the ceiling, and like a snake, Tom, I just go from the legs and just start eating the man, just hump. Just slowly.
Like Freddy Krueger in whichever sequel that was.
Yeah, exactly. And I consume this entire beefy henchman, and then boy, my God, I'm full, and I'm just sort of lying there like a dying manatee, just sort of like filled with beefy henchmen because I can't help myself, you know.
Mm-hmm. When it's right there in front of you, it's not fair.
Right, it's not
so
fair.
many beefcakes. It's like dragging a hungry dog past a butcher shop window.
Right, and so I wait about 20 minutes. I go back to the bathroom. That happens for a bit. I come out and I expertly solve the riddle. It's just some bullshit about like a painting or something, and I'm like, yes, of course, this because I'm Hannibal Lecter. That's the easy part, in my opinion. Is that like again my stats are way up. If this was Friday the 13th, it'd be like repairing the car when you're like one of the nerd kids. I just bam solve the riddle.
Universal reference.
Exactly. And then I take another dump, and now I'm just dumping out like scalps.
Right, you're just crapping out owl pellets.
Yeah. And they're just like again they got like
bones and hair
and cigarettes,
fingernails,
and like plaid shirts.
Yeah,
it's just I have to pull a
Watches.
plaid shirt from my anus, like I'm a dog who ate string, you know.
Yeah. I know.
I'm just like, man, I can't stop eating these fucking bald dudes. And then I'm like, okay, on to the freeway. I guess I got to get to that final bomb. That's
Expertly
me.
handled, man.
Thank you.
All right, so Daniel Plainview descends into the subway. I have to take this motorized car to the next station in order to get to the freeway. But there's a riddle here that I must solve. My mustache bristles. And as I step down onto the platform, the Nazi airplane mechanic from Raiders of the Lost Ark appears.
Ooh!
And he wants to fucking fight. He wants to fight, Dave.
Yeah, of course he does.
So I look at him square in the eyes.
Yeah.
And I say, I've made a deal with Union. And all the guys from Union come out with hoses of oil and just spray this dude down with high-pressure oil jets spraying from hoses. And they just tear him asunder. Like he's trying to box him. It doesn't work. He just gets delimbed, like a tree getting pruned by these high pressure oil jets. And then I walk up to him. I walk up to him as he's trying to drag his limbs back together so he can keep punching me. And I gather him up in a basket and I set him down on the platform and I kneel down next to him and I look him right in the eyes, with my steely eyes as my mustache bristles. And I say, a bastard in a basket. So he's dispatched.
Yeah.
I send the Union guys away because we've made good on our deal. I walk up to the riddle, kind of scowl at the riddle for a few seconds, and then the riddle. I realize the riddle is trying to tell me it's my brother, and I'm pretty sure I don't have a brother.
Right.
So I take the riddle with me, and I'm like, okay, we're going to... all right, riddle, if you're really my brother and I used to like to camp out in the outdoors, so we're going to do that, riddle. So I take the riddle, and we go camp out underneath the stars in our sleeping bags.
Right.
And I start idly asking the riddle questions about our shared childhood. And it fucks one up, Dave. It gets an answer wrong. So I gently smother the riddle to death before shooting it in its sleeping bag because I know it's not really my brother.
Right. That's fair.
Wasn't my brother. Then I get on the subway, Dave.
Okay.
And I sit down. I can tell people are uncomfortable because I'm dressed from 150 years ago.
Right.
And also I'm just covered in oil.
Right. You're real slick. You're
real glistening. I look like fucking Venom.
and frankly, you have the same attitude as Venom as well.
I really have the same attitude as Venom.
Yeah.
And I just let the subway carry me to the next destination.
Right.
Daniel Plainview.
All right. Well, there I am at a freeway rest stop bathroom, just grunting one out. Just still
grunter,
shitting.
a real grunter.
I've basically been traveling for like 5 minutes at a time, and then stopping at like a various at like a Walgreens or wherever, and just taking a massive shit every single time. And I'm really working these shits out.
You got to the bones will catch on your rectum, so you got to
Oh yeah, and so I got to take the fucking the freeway now. So I go out, I get out of the rest stop, and there's someone pumping gas, and I see that it's a family, and the husband goes to the bathroom. So I grab his face real quick, and then I eat him. I don't eat too much of him because he's not balding. He's got hair. I'm like, ick, no thanks. And so I come out with the husband's face on, and the mom is like, "Hi, honey, let's get going." And I get in the car, and then I realize I've been in an asylum most of my life. I can't really drive well, and so I start having problems with the car, and I can't really pull it off. And then suddenly the woman's like, and like an agent turns into a balding man, and I start drooling again because of his supple head. So I immediately eat that man, just immediately. But then what I do, so I eat him, but I strip off his face, and I fuck it all up, and I hide him in the trunk of the car, and I put his bloody face on, and I call an ambulance, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got you.
They pick me up.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. And I actually, I circumvent a lot of the cars that way. But then I sit up in the ambulance like I'm fucking Jason Voorhees.
Yeah!
I can't help it. So I start eating the ambulance drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start eating like the steering wheel because it's like leathery.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of bald, It's
tasty, Dave.
Yeah.
It's chewy. It's got a good mouth feel.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm only like, I don't know, halfway there. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to just like wear some faces and sort of like hitchhike my way
Try 'em out
through this. I mean, I can I drive? I bet I could figure it out. So you know what? I'm gonna start to drive a little bit, but I can't like do the stick shift. So I'm just gonna keep kind of fucking up cars and eating faces, and just do this like kind of face parade to the final location. But I get there eventually, and that's really it. Because the skyscraper is gonna be the big showdown for me.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That all played out exactly as I would have expected it to play out with Hannibal Lecter in The Matrix.
I might keep calling ambulances is what I'll do. I'll keep eating faces, wearing them, calling an ambulance to get me like a couple miles closer, and then I just can't help it because the ambulance driver is bald, and I'll just keep fucking eating them one after another. And then I stop at the side of the road, and I have to take a shit. Mm-hmm. And I take like a real weird shit on the side of the road. And I'm like, fuck, man.
A real grunter.
Not doing well. Yeah. It's literally, I'm not even at a bathroom now. I'm just shitting in like a tire on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Because
on the shoulder of the freeway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just binging, and it's just
You're just shitting on the freeway like a deer.
Yeah, and here's the thing is like, yeah, I eat people, but like, it's not great for digestion. And I really should stop and like get like a vegetable in me, you know, but I'm not. I just can't.
Why would you? No.
Like I'm trying to defuse these bombs. So it's like normally I don't have a task where I have to keep eating people, you know? But in this case, like I have to keep fucking eating people.
Yeah. It's how you maintain power. Like, listen, if the good Lord wanted you to eat vegetables, he would have made them taste like human faces.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you said it.
So Daniel Plainview is struggling to get down the freeway in his little motorized buggy or Model T or hand crank jalopy, whatever he dragged into the Matrix from the 19th century.
Right.
Realizes very quickly, not going to get to the skyscraper in time. I need to make decisions as an oil man. An oil man would. What would an oil man do? So Daniel Plainview pulls over and constructs an oil derrick in the middle of the freeway.
Right.
Because he is all he has to do is tell the local government that he's struck oil, and they allow him to do this. So it's fine. It's totally fine. So I build an oil derrick, and then I just spray the freeway down with an oil slick, a giant oil slick. And Dave, all the bald henchmen, who I have decided are James Gandolfini.
Oh, yeah.
All the bald henchmen driving their Hyundais down the freeway just slip and slide all over this slick oil landscape and just crash into each other, careen off each other, fly off the median, you know, spinning through the air. It's a 100-car pileup full of James Gandolfinis, 100 James Gandolfinis roasting behind the wheels of their cars. And I'm sure the smell of this tragedy is bringing you out of hiding, Dave. Yeah. My work here is done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I just get back in my little jaunty jalopy and drive the rest of the way to the skyscraper.
Fancy jalopy,
yeah. Now that my way is clear.
That's true.
Daniel, to be clear, Daniel is not driving. I'm making my
Your kid?
my deaf child. What the fuck was his name?
I don't know.
Whatever your name is, drive me to the skyscraper.
All right. So it's a skyscraper with a helicopter, a riddle bomb, and 3 beefers, 3 beefy henchmen. So I'm going to create a scenario where the henchmen are all meeting each other up there. So Lobot, let's go with Lobot.
Let's go with Lobot. All right.
Is hanging out on the roof, just like waiting, you know, waiting for the helicopter to show up, waiting for the other henchmen to show up, and he something grabs his ankle, and I'm like, and I grab him, and then cut to the helicopter shows up, and cut to the next henchmen are coming up in the elevator. The bomb's there, and Lobot's there waving to the helicopter, and the helicopter's like, Lobot looks weird today. He looks like kind of loose-facey, you know? But not entirely sure because it's like sort of the helicopter is rotating, and then the henchmen come up, and the henchmen are both balding henchmen, Michael Gambon in Book of Eli, and one of the orcs in Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
And they
let's say the Dr. Claw orc.
Okay. And they look, and the helicopter circles around. They're like, okay, that's not Lobot. That is clearly Hannibal Lecter wearing Lobot's face. The face slides off, and the orc looks at me and goes, man flesh. And Michael Gambon's like, I am also a cannibal, it turns out. And now we have a cannibal fight on our hands, folks. But it's the Matrix, right? So what's happening is, like, I go to bite him, and he goes, whoom, and like does the shoo, choo, you know, the noises. He like bends over backwards as my teeth go, and I can't quite get him, you know. Mm-hmm. And then the orc goes for my leg, and I do like a cool backflip. And the helicopter's watching, and they're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is I don't know what to do with this. And then I go to bite Michael Gambon, and he he goes so fast that he turns into several things, and then
Several Gambins.
And then he writes himself, and he hears behind him, "Dodge this," and I just eat him. I just eat the back of his face, which I guess back of his head, like his ear neck area. And I go in, and I start eating him, and I'm eating him so much I don't notice that the orc's eating my leg, and then Michael Gambin starts eating the orc, and we all sort of like fall on the ground, like slithering, just eating pieces of each other in the Matrix, which is incidental, it seems.
In the Matrix.
The Matrix doesn't seem to matter that
The Matrix
much.
allowing me to conjure oil derricks out of nowhere. So
Yeah, I am not making good use of the Matrix, and so we're all just like, and it cuts to all of us in the like jacked in seats, and the operators are like, "What the fuck are they doing?" And we're all just going in our little seats, and it cuts back to the helicopter, and he's just like, "I don't know what to do with any of this." And we're just in heaven, but then I just start shitting bones because at this point it's like a fucking Play-Doh set where I'm just pushing it through my body, because I'm eating so much.
You're loaded with bones.
Yeah. And I'm it's pure bliss, pure bald bliss, as we all just dine on each other's body parts. And then I have completely forgotten about the bomb. I just realized, so I guess that explodes. And the helicopter, he goes back to, he flies away, and he's like, it's probably for the best that happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's for the best.
Yeah, he goes to his kid's Little League game, and he becomes president of the United States. The end.
The
And that
gripping, riveting.
That is my Hannibal Lecter versus Bald Henchman in the Matrix film.
With
and
bombs.
I don't think it could have been any better than that. It's fine.
All right. Okay. So Daniel Plainview gets to the top of the skyscraper. Oh, what's this thou? And waiting for me at the top of the skyscraper is Mark Strong and Stanley Tucci.
Oh, fuck. They're so delicious, too.
They're so bald. The two of the baldest daddies.
Yeah.
And now we must fight. So we engage in a Matrix fight. So like they look at me and they're like, "We're coming for your fancy old clothes, Daniel Plainview." I'm like, "The hell you are! I made a deal with Union for better internet." And I start moving at the speed of light. Stanley Tucci tries to shoot me a bunch of times, and I just dance all around those bullets.
Yeah, you do.
And then try to shoot him, and he just dances around all those bullets. And then I zoom behind him, and then he hears something behind. He hears Daniel Plainview behind him say, "Catch this!" And he turns around, and he just gets smashed in the noggin with a bowling pin. Just fucking craters his skull. Bowling pin. All right. Tucci's down. Mark Strong. I forget what happens at this point with this agent, but we start doing Matrix backflips around each other like a Dragon Ball fight. We fly up into the sky, right?
Right.
Zooming up towards the upper atmosphere, and we're wrestling for control with each other. We're just spinning around and around and around in a huge Dragon Ball fight, and then finally Daniel Plainview gets an arm free, and he looks at Mark Strong and says, "I drink it up!" Bashes him in the head with his bowling pin, and Mark Strong falls.
Damn.
Then I land back on the skyscraper roof, and I'm making my way to the bomb, but then what's this? The sound of a helicopter rising, and it's a fucking helicopter comes careening over the top of the skyscraper, Dave. Dom DeLuise is flying the helicopter.
Oh, of course he is.
And Dom DeLuise levels the helicopter's Gatling gun in my direction. It's minigun. It's Vulcan cannon. And Daniel Plainview's eyes narrow, and he grips his bowling pin, and he fucking flings it like Daredevil, or Bullseye, or whoever. Just throws a bowling pin at the speed of light, powered by the Matrix, because I'm also Neo.
Right.
Daniel Plainview is Neo. He is the one. And I throw the bowling pin, and it flies through the glass of the helicopter, flies through Dom DeLuise's skull, out the back of his skull, to the other side of the helicopter. And the helicopter falls down and crashes into the side of the skyscraper and frees Morpheus.
Oh, right. Morpheus.
Oh, yeah.
Also
so Morpheus is free and also bald.
Yeah. So many baldies.
And then Morpheus comes up to me, and this is the final riddle. This is the riddle of the bomb. And he's offering me the red pill or the blue pill. And I have to choose the right one, or else the bomb is going to explode.
Right. Of course.
And so Daniel Plainview just grabs both pills and swallows them both at the same time, because I'm a fucking oil man, and you can't tell me what's what. And then I just beat Morpheus to death with my bowling pin. And then I look up at the sky, and I'm sitting down, and I just beat him until I'm tired. I can't even stand anymore. I'm just sitting down on the skyscraper next to Morpheus. I've eaten both red pill and blue pill. Nothing seems different. I seem to still be in the Matrix. I guess they cancel each other out.
Yeah, just nothing.
I'm just nothing. Nothing happens. So I'm breathing heavy. You know, it's a workout, beating Morpheus to death. Beating Morpheus, Dom DeLuise, Mark Strong, and Stanley Tucci to death with a bowling pin. And then I just kind of look over my shoulder and I say, I'm finished!
Cut
and
to
Dave,
black.
the Matrix collapses.
You free all the minds?
I did.
Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful. We did great.
Dave, I don't know if we did great, but we did we did the thing. We did what we said we were going to do.
Yes, we did. And no one could stop us, you know? There's no stopping us.
No.
Yeah. We killed all the bald men. We ate some of them. We hit them with bowling pins. Mm-hmm. We collapsed the Matrix.
We wrestled with bald daddies.
We did.
Several
really did.
bald daddies for your amusement.
And so I think you, the listener, are the winner of this one.
I hope
since
so.
That's completely arbitrary.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's winning. I
don't know, man. Who cares?
Yes,
we all
who cares
win.
Indeed.
We all
win.
And we all lost at the same time.
It was glorious.
It's like taking the red and blue pills at the same time, Dave.
Exactly.
We're all winners
or like
and
shitting
losers.
Bones.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's an episode then.
Did we do it? Was that a sode? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was an episode. We're done. We are done. We have completed the 17th episode of Draft Action Hero. We've done this 17 times, Tom.
That seems.
Does it feel like that?
It seems too low and too high at the same time. Again, like taking the blue pill and the red pill at the same instant.
It really does. Holy shit. Well, shit. James Rainey, thank you once again.
Thank you
for giving this to everybody. This whatever this is. I feel good about this one. In the sense that I never feel good about it. If that makes sense, where I always end it with like, all right, I think that was something. And then, I mean, at least our friends are like, yeah, it was something. And it's like, okay.
All right. Apparently it's something. I'll accept that it was something.
Yeah, I'll accept that it's something. And once again, James, thank you. Excuse me. James did this through our Patreon, which is patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For just $5 a month, you get access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts such as Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder's a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and Spiel Boys. For a little more, you can watch movies with us every Friday night. And then there are tiers where you can do custom We Just Watched episodes or custom podcasts such as this one you are listening to. We will work with you in developing a podcast. And in fact, we will have a new podcast coming out pretty soon. I think next month it's slated for. Yeah, and we'll tell you what that is when the time comes.
when we feel like it. Listen, we also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all sorts of cool original artwork and designs you can get on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, all sorts of things. So slap your oil tycoon peepers onto that.
Yeah, get your oily peepers.
Your oily peepers. Oh, I meant to have him vomit oil at one point and I forgot.
Oh, well.
Pretend he did that.
Yeah, picture it right now in your head.
Yeah. Pretend as he was wrestling with Mark Strong above the clouds that he grabbed Mark Strong by the ears and just vomited oil into his open mouth.
Oh, that's so good.
Mm-hmm. I'm an oil man.
He should have vomited oil throughout the entire film.
He really should have. He just been leaking it the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.